So here's another one of my old mobile phones, the iPhone 3GS. This is the one and only iPhone I have ever owned. After this, I wound up going to Android, and I prefer Android for its customization, its freedom, that sort of thing. I don't have anything against Apple or iPhones. I just prefer Android. I used this for probably the best part of a year. Um, I don't remember getting it. I don't think I bought it new. I think I bought it second hand off someone, but I don't have no recollection of who and when. Uh, yeah, so it was round about the time it came out. I don't think it was out a year when I bought it. So this little iPhone is a lovely example. There's a lot to be said for keeping a screensaver on your phone because there's not a mark on this thing. There's a few scrapes on the back of it just from sliding it in and out of pockets, that sort of thing. As you can see, the light makes it look worse than it actually looks to the eye. But yeah, quite a few marks around the back, but yeah, the screen is absolutely mint. So this thing is pretty much complete apart from the headphones. I think is the only thing missing because the headphones were used at the time. So we have all the paperwork, the SIM eject key, all the paperwork, and it even has the original Apple stickers with it, which I never used, the previous owner never used. And the 30-pin cable is in the other room. I was actually using it to charge it, and the original power brick. So as far as I know, the only thing missing is the headphones. So I don't really know why I kept this in its nice condition for all these years, considering that I didn't really take to it. I did enjoy the phone while I was using it, but I didn't like iTunes. I didn't like the fact that there was no memory card slot. I didn't like the fact that there was no, you couldn't change the battery. Yeah, there was just quite a lot of stuff that I didn't like. And once I started using Android, I just decided that iPhones weren't for me. So the 3GS was released in 2009. It was a follow-up to the 3G, the iPhone 3G, and the S stands for speed. Yeah, so it was 2 times faster, twice the performance. It had a better camera, a higher screen resolution, voice control, and the ability to record video for the first time on an iPhone. And it sold over 1 million units in its first week. So it has a 3.5-inch LCD screen, which is protected by Gorilla Glass. It has a resolution of 320 by 480, and it's a 3:2 aspect ratio, and it has a pixel density of 165 pixels per inch. It shipped originally with iOS 3. It is now on iOS 6.1.6. I have no idea what it was on when I was using it. It was probably still on 3. But yeah, it has updated itself over the years with me playing with it. It's now on the highest version of iOS that you can put on a 3GS. It has a 600 megahertz CPU. It's a Cortex A8 CPU. It has a Power VGX SGX 535 GPU and 256 megabytes of RAM. It has 8 gigabyte internal storage and no additional card slot. so you couldn't expand that. The camera on it is a 3.15 megapixel camera, and it can shoot video at 480p at 30 frames a second. It supports Wi-Fi 802.11, Bluetooth 2.1, has GPS capability, and supports USB 2.0. And the battery, I wasn't able to find the size of the battery, but it's a Li-ion battery and boasted a standby time of 300 hours. So even though it's on the latest version of iOS, it still runs really well. The only thing that lets it down is the speed of the Wi-Fi. I do have a recent SIM card in this, although it was a pay-as-you-go, and I just bought the SIM card and put it in, so it doesn't have any credit on the pay-as-you-go card. But it is connected to my home Wi-Fi, and it is locked to Vodafone. But yeah, apart from the Wi-Fi, it runs fine. It's pretty snappy opening stuff. Scrolls about nice and fast. So it hasn't slowed itself down with all the updates. I do have a few games on here. Nothing particularly great. I didn't have any when I pulled this out of the cupboard and started using it again. There was nothing on it, so I must have reset it at some stage, wiped it. So these couple of games that I have on it here, I was able to actually download off the App Store. It's still perfectly capable of connecting to the App Store, but its limiting factor there is the OS version. So quite a lot of most of the stuff doesn't run on this version of iOS. So yeah, it's kind of slow connecting to the internet, but it does eventually do it. I did put some music on here as well, just while I was playing about with it. I had to do that through iTunes, and I had to install iTunes on my PC and then figure out how to use iTunes because it doesn't work the way you expect it to work. So yeah, I managed to get some music on there, and I have been playing about with this for about a week since I got it back out again, and really enjoying it. It's actually a nice, fun little phone to play with. So at this stage, I'll overlay some photographs and video taken with the camera on the iPhone. And there you are. It's still a very usable little phone. The internet is slow on it, but it does everything else it's supposed to do. Even 11 years later. So the iPhone 3GS, yep, one of the many phones in my smartphone or mobile phone history.